All right, Wednesday, Sean.
Got me all pumped up, brother. Come on.
I feel like we need to go build something. I don't know about you. Let's just go build something after
All right,
that.
bro. I've been building all damn day long, but let's go.
You were running, man. Where have you been? Tell me about your last 25 minutes, because I've been trying to get you to come in early for 25 minutes, and you were just running. I'll be there in a second. What happened?
Like 6:31, I think I logged in the computer. That's the way Sean flies. Just boom, let's go. But I thought it was a good idea. Thomas Weaver, if you're not on here, we're going to talk about you. Thomas Weaver messaged me yesterday and said, hey, Brad, you're coming to the East Coast Fence Rivalry competition. Bring me some iPosts. Sure. Yeah, that's a great idea. No problem. Bro, I'm going a million miles an hour today. I'm like, oh, yeah, I'll just go to the shop and load those up. Brian, the War Wagon is a enclosed trailer filled to the gills with stuff, right? With about a 10-foot ramp to get into it. How am I getting 1,000 pounds of post into the trailer?
Yeah.
I don't have forks that are 12 foot long. I can't come in the front door. So I'm out there and it's 5:32. And I'm like, oh, I got time for this. I can make this happen. It'll be a story to tell my grandkids one day. And here it is. I'm trying to figure out how to get this thing in there. Not going so well. Extension forks. Seriously off the ends. Got some rollers and some plywood down. Not to scratch the Fence University, my sales life, right there where I put the wheels down. We covered it with plywood. I did anyways. And I got close, and then it fell off the forks, and then it was sitting there teetering, and it was like, oh man, it was catastrophic for a minute. But bottom line is, they're in the trailer. Okay, the trailer door is not closed. It's wide open in the parking lot right now. I ran inside. I'm hitting power button, plugging in, wiping the sweat off at the same time. Nobody even knows any different. Like that's Sean King pace.
Well, nobody knew anything different until I said something. But
You brought that.
yeah, right. So East Coast Fence Rivalries next week.
I leave in the morning.
But it's not till like the 23rd, I thought, or something, isn't it?
No, it's Friday, Saturday.
This Friday and Saturday.
Time flies, dude.
Oh man, I went to that 2 years ago, man. That is really cool.
We got to finish this podcast, run home. I got to pack the RV, load the trailer. I'm also doing a clinic on chain link, so I got to bring that with me too. I'm gonna throw 100 foot of chain link in the trailer. What the hell? Just so we could throw it in the ground and pull it back up and give it to somebody, I guess. I don't know.
Cox Fencing puts that on. Derek, right?
Derek Cox, yes.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot of people there. He's got quite the event. This is not his first rodeo by any means, literally.
No. It was impressive. It's impressive to see.
I haven't been there before. I am looking forward to this. I have been to another ag event like that before, the Fall Fence Forum, but not to Derek's. So I have about an 8-9, let's call it 10-hour drive tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
To get there.
It should be okay. I mean, it's all that soft, kind of like that soft Indiana digging out there, isn't it?
No.
It's all right.
No. I'm a little nervous about my little 100 foot of chain link because I've seen Derek with his massive drills that he drills, and it's like a rock hammer drill, like insane. I would get up and go home and piss with the puppies on the porch if I had to dig to it every day.
It's intimidating, the equipment.
Almost as bad as Las Vegas.
Yeah, it's intimidating. The equipment's intimidating. It's like it literally looks like something that NASA made to build. Like if NASA was to design equipment to build fence, it's ag. It would be ag equipment.
I'm looking forward to seeing some of that in person. I saw the big piece of equipment that Mark Olson just recently got.
Yeah,
got the bomb, and they pound a hole into the ground. Not the
I
hole.
See it. I didn't see it.
A hole. So if you have to use digging set with concrete, they're still not digging. They're going to pound an 8-inch or 10-inch diameter hole 3 or 4 foot deep, and he did it there in Utah through some of the nastiest rock. Just
so does it make like a cone or something? It goes in and presses the dirt out. Is that what it does?
It's a bomb. It looks like a bullet, and it's solid steel. And they put it in the ground. They beat their hammer on top of it and just pound it in the ground.
Wow! And
then they pull it back out, and you have this beautiful hole with no dirt spoil, perfect depth, perfect sidewalls, compressed dirt. Bro.
Yeah. I know. I was talking to the ag guys up there. And they're like, we got a couple of these small jobs going. And it's like, a small job for these guys, like 10,000 feet. It's like 5. I'm like, here we are over at Las Vegas Fence. My crews
80 feet a day.
We're knocking out 80 to 100 feet a day. Right?
Let's go.
You give us a 20,000 foot job, dude. We're on that thing for like half a year.
It's all relative, right? They're 10,000 foot. They're getting paid dollars per foot, and you're 80
Yeah.
100 foot. You're getting paid hundreds of dollars a foot, right?
Yeah, it changes it, and it's different materials, and they. But I mean, you see one guy out there with $250,000 worth of equipment.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's I'm out here with a groundhog and electric jackhammers. So
speaking of less people, I was on the job site today. We were not wrapping it up, but we had a good second day on a big 2,000 foot chain link job, and the union showed up. I'm not a union guy, okay? I'm not. Let's just call it like it is. I'm not. And he showing up, and he's like, "Hey, we'd love to have a meeting with you and talk about how we can save you money and get you better manpower." I'm like, "What?" He goes, "Well, we're noticing how quickly you're putting this fence up. It's not the normal contractor who puts that much fence up." I said, "So you're telling me that we're operating at a higher capacity than you're used to seeing, but yet you're going to give me better manpower? Is that what you're telling me? And save me money?"
Yeah, they're going to come in and trim 5-10 minutes a section off for you.
Right, and then save me money, right? By going through the union. It wasn't a great conversation. At the end of the day, I'm like, brother, you need to move. Like, come on.
It was probably a quick conversation, I would assume.
Do you guys even know how to pound post? She's like, "We mean pound post." I said, "We didn't dig a hole out here."
Yeah.
Like, you don't have a guy in the labor unit to come out here and run this bull confidently. No. And he's like, "Well, we'd love to talk to you."
Yeah. Well, we're glad you made it. There's no doubt. I was sitting here sweating. I'm like, man, you better hurry up and get that trailer loaded. You better. I mean, we're gonna push this thing a couple minutes. We don't care. I called Uber Eats. I had the guy. I was having some food delivered. I was gonna tell him he's got to help you load that stuff in. So it was on its way. I was gonna get you a couple drivers out there.
Wow, we're all good. We're all good. So what are we talking about today?
Healthcare. We've got Rick and Fernando coming on. And they are the brainchild behind putting this whole FWA Health together. So I'm excited to bring them on and hammer them with some questions that we've been getting from all the members and everybody on there.
I think healthcare is one of those things that's really difficult for fence companies to bring on and give to their team members. For us, we didn't have for a long, long time. And it was one of those things where it just was out of our price reach. That's really why I wanted to. Want to make sure that we keep our team members here, not just because of a paycheck, but because they have somewhere to take care of their family. And that's more than just a paycheck. Like having insurance is an important key piece to protecting your family. And so if you have team members that have health insurance and other benefits, it's all part of the package. I'm glad that we are finally over that crest and we're able to give health insurance to our team members. But finding a realistic way for most fence companies that are not massive, right? We talked about this many times. Most fence companies are probably in that $1 to $1.5 million range. And that healthcare, when we were that size, that was almost it felt like impossible.
Yeah, unattainable. I mean, it really is. I mean, because you're not just offering it for one person. You have to offer it for 5 or 10 people. And even as you grow to 2, 3, 4, 5 people, and when time slows down, like even during some seasonal for some fence companies. So when you're down for 2, 3, 4 months, you still have that nut you have to pay every month of sometimes, it's $600-800 a month. You start sometimes $1,000 a month. You start getting that $5,000-6,000 a month payment. That's still due even when you're even when you're in your slow time. So, it was even hard for me at Las Vegas Fence with the employees and stuff, but I wanted to offer it. And then what really kind of fired it up was same struggles you're going through. I had employees that were leaving. I actually had a couple of good installers leave. And one of them went to, I think, Southern Wine and Spirits, a warehouse job, driving a forklift.
But you can't blame them.
Nope.
They're protecting their family, right?
Yeah. He needed health insurance. And, I think another one went somewhere. God, it was like a convenience store or something that offered health insurance. So these were good fencers that we lost out of our industry. And not just them. We lost their children, their brothers, their cousins, their uncles. They would have taught how to build fence and stayed in our industry. And I'm like, we got to do something better than just let these guys leave. And also when I was interviewing people, I found the good quality people that would sit in an interview. They would say, "Hey, what do you offer for health insurance? What do you offer for benefits and 401k and time off and all this stuff?" And I was sitting here going, "Well, we'll give you your birthday off paid. I don't, that's all they could offer, right?"
It's a pre-qualifier too, Brian. So if you have people you're interviewing that are interested in health insurance, that should tell you that these are people that you want on your team, right? Because if you've got people coming in and care too less, then you've got to wonder, like, are they looking at this as a bridge or a temporary thing? Are they right? So there's a lot to be said if they're asking you for health insurance in the in the interview process.
Yeah. Yeah. So not only was I losing employees I was losing possible employees that were coming in, people that were applying. So I think it was big for our industry. And then, I had, myself, I didn't have health insurance, even when I, even at Las Vegas Fence in the beginning, and I had, family emergency came across and came about and I had to go to the hospital. I had no health insurance. And I realized that this is a big deal for our industry. And it, we weren't really doing much about it unless you were a company with 5-10 employees. And so we reached out and, Rick and Fernando and his team and everybody put together something that was, beyond what I could have asked for with healthcare plans. And, some of those plans were really cost effective. And I know a lot of our members took advantage of it. So I'm definitely excited to bring them on. Let's bring Rick and Fernando on. Let's ask
Rick
them.
And Fernando, let's go.
Rick.
Okay.
Fernando.
Welcome, guys.
Gentlemen, happy to be here.
Awesome.
Haven't seen you since last year's fence show in Vegas.
Yeah.
And that's where we're sitting here. We're in Las Vegas and looking forward to September's show.
That's right around the corner, man.
Yes, sir.
Get ready. Yes.
Yeah. Thanks again for everything you guys did for us. I know we sat for, it was a year in the making, I think, on meeting after meeting after meeting. And I was rough on you guys. So I apologize for some of that.
It was rough because there's so many different compliance laws and regulations. And when an association wants to put something together nationally that's available to all of the constituents nationally, there's just regulation after regulation after regulation.
Yeah.
And, the plan that Fernando built, because he was the brainchild behind it and had access to the companies that were of quality, it's really like a crawl, walk, run. Where there's something there for everybody, and then even beyond that, what we do, access to what we do in our workaday lives, we can even build upon that for even the largest companies.
Yeah.
But
the challenge was I came to you guys and by the way, I mean, you guys, and Sean remembers when we were putting all this stuff together, you guys weren't the first people we talked to. You were the first ones that could actually put it together. And actually, everybody has a plan for if you've got multiple employees, if you've been established, if you've got 10 or more people, 5 to 10 people are going to sign up. And I mean, there's a million people that can help you put together something for an association on that level. And that's easy. That would have been easy to set up, Poe. So you guys really put the work in. And when I said, hey, I don't want to introduce anything to this, into the industry that's already out there. And I want to introduce something that will take care of people, whether it's just them and their wife or them and their kids or them or one person. And while they grow with them, you guys are the only ones that could pull it off out of all the people we talked to. So it's a big deal. And, I bow down to you guys because you've helped a lot of people in our industry already and hopefully a lot more.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got a little bit of traction from last year and throughout the year. And on our end, we've learned. It's been a learning experience for us, and we know that we're poised to be able to serve from sea to shining sea a lot better than even we did last year.
Yeah.
So for those that are interested in the FWA healthcare, are we going to have a booth at the fence show that they can meet with you guys?
Yes. Straight in from the entrance. I think it's booth 1012, but you'll start seeing some postings on that, and we're also going to have a breakout educational session where people can come to, and if Center Stage can keep announcing that, we'll be able to serve everybody's questions.
All they got to do is just give me a mic the whole time. Hey, a little bit of housekeeping, Mike. Brian, I want to make sure that you did share this to your page, right?
Yep.
Okay.
I shared it over to my page
because our boss is watching us.
I got my orders from the bully.
Right. The bully's watching us.
Right.
Get this squared away.
Yeah. So we do have breakfast with FWA Health on Wednesday, 8 to 9.
There we go.
So you guys will be doing that, and also we're going to actually be working on setting up maybe a table out in the lobby area as well that people can come out and grab some information, talk to you guys even before the expo hall opens up and things like that. So we're definitely going to have a stronger presence than we did last year for FWA Health. We learned a lot. We learned a lot last year, so we're going to definitely be putting it together a little bit more. And yeah, Chance loves breakfast food, so we're
Chance is going to be there all week too, brother.
I think people are good with breakfast food and some drinks, right? I think everybody's happy at that.
That's right.
And Brian, I did get my black Stetson. Fernando still has to get his.
Yes.
So
definitely have some hats, right?
I'm Italian, Hawaiian, and Japanese, and so they call me the Asian cowboy in my family. They laugh at me, but I love it.
I love it too. Yeah, that's awesome.
There's going to be a lot of hats. I don't know. It's Vegas too, and there's a lot of at this property. There's a lot of rodeo stuff going on all month long.
Yeah.
So
you'll fit right in with the cowboy hat. Just bring some spurs too and some boots.
Yep. So, Rick or Fernando, give us an overview of the FWA Health. I know we've coined it FWA Health because that's what it was all developed around. But give us an overview of the plans and what you got, like we got a ton of questions on this. Not just that, but the healthcare, the vision, the dental. What can people get in like a kind of a range of? I know some of the plans are changing this year, renewals coming up. So give us an overview of what's going on with FWA Health that you'd like to share with everybody.
Great. I'll give the 5,000-foot overview, and then we'll let Fernando, the surgeon, get into the expertise. But overall, you guys, Sean, Brian, you were talking about the need and the why, and pretty much when I bring health insurance plans to any business USA, it winds up being a few things that are barriers. Number one, you talked about cost. So to have any type of major medical plan through a group, through your business, there's the costs start at, you're averaging $500 for an individual employee, which an employer may want to split. Right. But they're required by the ACA laws to share in that at least about 50%. So right off the bat, 10 employees. If you have 20 employees and 10 want insurance, this is what you're talking about. You're talking about the company contribution of $2,500 a month, and the employees contributing, their $250 a month each just for an individual insurance. Family plans are going anywhere upward of $1,500 a month. So, so the first thing that I found in the trades, not just fencing, but in the trades, are that it's a missing piece. It's a missing piece. Either the workers that are working definitely don't want those dollars coming out of their paycheck, and the employers, it's a cost item that just doesn't fit into their profitability. Right. So the barrier to entry in the standard plans is very, very hard for, like you said, the $1 million fencing company that's probably got 10 employees max. So cost. The next thing is if you do get into a group plan individually through your company, there's compliance issues. You have to offer it to everybody. You have to contribute certain amounts to anybody. So there are barriers. So the why and what we were able to put together is an all access plan. And it favors the heart of the employer who wants to take care of their employees' families. And the cost of the plans, because they are not major medical plans, they're what we call a mini med, which cover the things of high frequency, the things that people are going to go to the doctor for anyway, right? Some of the nicks and bruises that a fence worker has, they're not going to the doctor. And they can call a telemed instead and go to work the same day. So there's some features about the product that allows the workers to be the workers and the owners to be able to afford it. And the other key piece of it is that it goes directly to the employee. So different types of COBRA and continuation of benefits that a normal plan has, the employee themselves are given access to this plan through the Fence Workers Association, and it's portable. And they can pay their bills directly to the insurance plan. You as the employer aren't chasing them for money to pay the insurance company. It's the convenience of it being an individual plan, but through the association giving them access. That's pretty much
does that mean
the
that
overview.
Does that mean we have to have like 50% participation in the company because of that? Yes.
So back to what I was saying about the barriers on a normal major medical plan. No, there's there is no participation requirement because you're setting the table for your employees and saying, I went out and found for you through the Fence Workers Association something that's not out there on the regular market. Right. And it fits in the gap that you need.
I just want to make sure the people that are on here listening, because we're talking about insurance and it's glazing over a lot of their heads. Okay. So I want to make sure that we drill home the fact that we aren't talking about traditional medical plans where you have to have so much participation or you can't qualify and people drop off. Because I've dealt with that before. And you got to have you got to carry so many people. We're talking about you can offer it to your team members and the ones that want it, even if it's one or two. We can take care of it.
Yep.
Right?
That's
so the smaller companies only have 5 or 6 people and they only have 1 or 2, maybe the owner and a project coordinator, maybe, or a manager that needs it or wants it. Aren't stuck with, well, I can't have it because Billy, Bob, and my other 3 guys don't want it. Does that make sense? So I want to make sure everybody listening hears what you're saying here, and that this is totally different than major medical plans that you can get elsewhere. FWA worked really hard to find a plan that's going to help those guys in that $1 million, $500,000 range, really gross revenue numbers. Get some coverage for some of the, I liked how you said more the routine, higher frequency type illnesses. Right.
Sure.
But can you quantify that for people listening when you say, well, what happens if I have a major medical accident, right? Okay. We would have some coverage through workers' comp at that point if it was on a job site.
If it was on
we might not have that type of coverage for major medical. Is that correct?
Right. Fernando, you want to jump on that one?
Yes, absolutely. Thanks, guys. No, to answer your question, Sean, if there's a situation with the employer, when the employee now has a major medical situation, now they're going to the hospital and they're being airlifted, let's say, from the lake, right? They broke their bones. It's not major medical, so they're not going to have that type of situation covered. What Rick, going back to what Rick said, it's he called it mini med. I call it essential medical care, or it really takes care of the daily usable benefits where where most people are saying, hey, I got sick. Like today, my daughter had a fever this morning. She didn't go to school on her third day of school.
Nickels and dimes us to death. That's really what it is. Exactly. I like how high frequency it is. Like those are the things that we're constantly paying for that little bit of medical care that this would take care of.
Yeah.
Right. And essentially, essentially when we're paying for major medical, we're paying, $500, $600, $800 a month for most of the time. We're going to only use it to go to see my primary care doctor. When in fact, most of us may not have that major medical need every single year. I mean, my time alone for the first 6 months of this year, I went to urgent care 8 times. Where the X-ray technician's like, hey, you're back again.
We want to party with Fernando, right?
8 times a year. Whoa, like Las Vegas.
Las Vegas, man.
Always dehydrated.
It's stubbing toes and stuff like that, right? So I mean, urgent care, like this plan will cover urgent care at a $50 copay, unlimited, right? So you're not confined to the number of amounts of the time that you're going to see at urgent care or primary care. Telehealth is huge. That's been ever since COVID. That's been one of the top one of the top items in our in the program that's been overutilized, I would say, because a lot of people will go, prefer to see a doctor over the phone or on their video instead of making an appointment that's going to take 3 months to go see, right? So it's just easier access.
Plans are $40, $50, $60. I mean, it really depends on what they want to do. If they want to add, just the basics to it, and it really does help you get your employees back to work too. I mean, if you get an employee that calls in sick on a Monday, sometimes it's as simple as going on a telehealth and maybe they're going to subscribe some antibiotics or some medicine. The next thing you know, instead of this employee being out for an entire week, they're out for 2 days, 3 days, and that's that's huge for if you've got a truck down as well, or, you know, for them, for their overall well-being. So I think it's huge to be able to offer that. And for you to be able to, you know, give this to them, they can actually, if a kid gets sick, or, you know, and if you can't afford, maybe you can't afford to give someone $800 health insurance a month, but maybe you can budget it in to say, hey, we cover this. And, you know, most of us can cover $60 a month for our employees, and we can actually offer this and give them something back to cover it. Now we can say we're actually offering it. I mean, I know we've offered it, our company, where we've tried to get enough people on board, and we're like, hey, we're going to pay $250, $300 of your health insurance. And I know we've tried to do it even at Las Vegas Fence, and not enough people go on because their share is still going to be $400 or, right. You know, but man, I would have jumped. I mean, if I'm willing to give them $250 a month towards their health insurance, I'll pay for their $100 health insurance or their $60 health insurance. Right.
Exactly. Still savings. Yeah. You're
all day long.
Yeah. Yeah. So
you also mentioned some of the one of the key points too as well, like what's happening this year. We had one additional plan that we added to the program. Last year, you know, we only had two, right? So there was two programs, one for over $100. I need to look back at the price, but now we have another program too that actually fits that middle ground, where now it's a little less expensive, but they're still getting that same care. So that's exciting news that we're able to create another plan this year for you guys.
Yeah. Awesome. So the basic healthcare on this stuff is basically going, and once you get this thing signed up, you can actually go to the telehealth, you can go to urgent care, your preventative maintenance stuff, all of that, right? What's the enrollment like for everybody though? How do you get signed up for this?
Oh, it's super easy. So right now, enrollment's actually right now from August 1st to the 19th. We're also, it even goes after that as well, because we're going to extend it all year long. So it's an open enrollment all year long. Anybody could enroll even after the 19th. But we do have to set that deadline to make sure we could start that program, if you will. But easy enrollment, there's an online link. People can go onto the link and put in their email address, and then it's going to take them to a separate site for FWA dedicated site. And then they enter all their, you know, personal information, dependent information. And then from there, they'll receive an email saying that they're enrolled, and they're starting effective September 1st. So let's say if somebody enrolls September 2nd, it won't be effective until October 1st.
Okay. So it's pretty quick.
That way every month then, right?
Right.
So what about re-enrollment? We've got some people that need to re-enroll. Is that correct? We need to get on top of that. When is re-enrollment then? It's going to be
now.
Okay.
It's now. So re-enrollment is starting now. It's open now until the 19th. Why we want to stress at least the people that are already on the program is we don't want any gap, right? So let's say somebody enrolls on the 20th. Now we may have a gap of a month, and we just don't want. Let's say if they re-enroll on the 20th, I want to make sure I follow this. If they re-enroll on the 20th, there'll be a gap. If they get re-enrolled before the 19th, is that correct? Right. It's just going to roll over. Right. Okay. So there's no gap. Correct.
Yeah, let's bring Rick back on, because I think he was over enrolling somebody, and he had went over there.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Yeah, right. I know you.
He's over taking care of it, right?
He's like, I got to take care of I got to take care of your members. So he stepped away for a second.
Oh, good.
It's really an internet fart, but something bumped me off and bumped me back on.
It's all right. But if you're watching here and you have FWA Health, you guys already have it. Let's get re-enrolled by the 19th. We got to be very clear. Got to help our fencers out, myself included. I need the bully in the back room taking care of Sean King every day.
Right. So you're notifying them though, right? Through an email. They should have got email links right now to enroll.
Yes, there's an email link that was sent out earlier this week, and there's some text messages as well that went out this week too as well. So if anybody hasn't received it, please reach out to me, and I'm happy to give you the information to do so.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
and I think Fernando said this, but the reason being is last year before the fence show, we made the effective date of the entire association plan September 1st. To be ready for the fence show. So everybody who's already on the plan from last year, the entire association plan renews as a whole on September 1st. However, we have a fence show coming up that we're going to add a lot more, and then people are going to go home and add, in November or what have you. But and that's open. But the reason for speaking to those who are already on the plan that have to go through this re-enrollment, that's going to happen every year on September 1st.
Right. So just to clarify, though, they don't need a full-time employee to actually qualify for this. It's like the owners themselves. If it's a owner operator, they can get this health insurance for themselves and their family without having to have full-time employees.
100%.
Yes.
Wow.
That's the beauty about it too, as well, because you're not really falling under the employer platform. It's the association platform. So if anybody who's a member, you're able to enroll.
Okay.
Part-time, seasonal, full-time.
Yeah. So is there any limitations when it comes to secondary insurance? Like, can they add this just as a secondary insurance to what they already have? If they have something, if you're covering something they don't have?
No, that's a great question, because there's some people that actually do have a major medical plan and they utilize this plan as a secondary, just so it doesn't hit the major medical component part of it. Maybe they're looking at deductibles, right? Oh, I have to meet a $5,000 deductible.
Yeah.
In this case, there's no deductibles. So that's another beauty about it too, as well.
Yeah.
Right.
Give us a range of costs on this as well.
So weren't we from $40 per individual up to like 110?
Okay.
Depending on the quality of the coverage.
Right. Well, there's that new plan we added. It's $95 for the employee only, and then it goes up, with their dependents and things like that. But we have a $95 plan, which is called the value plan. And then the Optima Care plan, which was available last year. It's $135 per month on the employee only. And then the Elite plan, which is more robust. Now you have unlimited urgent care, primary care, labs, x-rays for $135 a month.
Wow.
Is there anybody that wouldn't qualify for this?
No. There's no disqualification.
Is there any sort of like health conditions that you pre-existing? I don't know. Is there anything that they should be worried about?
No, this is an ACA compliant plan. So we're looking at ACA compliance. Let's say you're an employer who has 50 or more employees, right? Okay. Now we're looking at ACA compliance. Now you have to offer at least minimum essential coverage based on ACA requirements. Otherwise, you're penalized at a penalty. What this plan is it is a fully insured, it's fully compliant, ACA compliant plan. So it does meet that requirement when it comes to the IRS and ACA compliance standpoint. So you are meeting that. That's
so this is tax deductible, then, is what you're saying. It's IRS compliant. So you're telling me this is tax deductible. Is that right?
It is when it's if it's offered through the employer, right? Right now through FWA, it's individually. So it's not. Let's say your company.
Can the company pay for it for the employee? Is that allowed?
Yes. At that point, we just need to structure it under the company.
Okay.
And they can do that by contacting you guys, and you'll help them get all that set up as well. Or they
right. So it would be an off case scenario. So it wouldn't be directly under FWA. It would be directly under ABC company. Right.
Okay. All right.
So and just to be clear on compliance, we don't want to dodge around the IRS and real answers to your real question. It's really acting like an individual plan. If I am paying $100 a month for my individual plan because, Brian, you're not offering that major medical group plan, I'm able to access this because I'm a member of the FWA, right? And I'm an employee of an FWA member company, right? If my employer decides to somehow put $100 more in my paycheck, right?
Okay.
Then
I understand.
Then they put $100 more in my paycheck, and it's subject to wages, like your little bit of workers' comp, your little bit of FICA tax, and everything else. Yeah. Right? It's not pre-tax like the major medical plan. But wink, wink. There's there's a way for the employer to help that employee. But it's not going to flow the same way IRS rules. And I think you appreciate me telling you the truth on that and how that really works. Right?
Yeah. We don't want anybody doing anything wrong, for sure. So, hey guys, Thank you for coming on. I know we talked throughout the year, and we'll be seeing you at the Fence Show coming up here shortly. It's a few weeks out.
Can't wait.
Excited. Yeah.
We'll get some more information out. If anybody got the emails or the text notifications or got that Bluetooth notification or however they're sending it out there, then click on it. Get it renewed. Thank you guys again. I'm going to throw the FWAHealth.com up there. If you don't have it, go to FWAHealth.com. We'll be updating that with the updated plans that you guys have created here shortly too. Get that. I think we got till the 19th for the open enrollment. We'll be doing some extension on that. But if you want to get this stuff, activated pretty quick, get on there before the 19th to get it going. Thank you guys again. Any last minute things you guys want to throw out there? Anything anybody should know?
No, and we talked about getting on there now for the renewal, but if there's people that want to get it for the first time and get it effective for 9/1, they can get on there too.
Nice. Yep. All right. Thanks a lot. We will see you in a few weeks. Everybody stop by and see Rick and Fernando at their booth. Yep. They will have a lot more information, pamphlets, everything, maybe donuts or coffee or something. I don't know what they're gonna have.
We'll get. We'll definitely have our hats on.
Yeah. All right. We'll see you guys. We'll see you guys.
Thank you.
Right.
Good stuff.
Hey, Sean. Always good talking to those guys.
Yes. Health insurance is a big deal.
Let's get to some fun stuff.
Yes, let's talk about what happened this week, man. All kinds of stuff going down. I love how
I'm jumping.
We pull this down together. You're jumping.
I'm jumping the gun. Susan had some other stuff for us to talk about, but I'm too excited about the fence cruise. So.
Oh, you're jumping to the fence cruise already?
I'm going straight to the fence cruise. I don't care. I got some
good stuff in there. All right, we'll go to fence cruise first.
I got some control of the buttons here too, Susan. I got control.
Oh no. It's yeah.
We're fighting it.
She's taking it back down.
She's taking it right back down. Look at that. The Winter Fence Cruise. FWA's first big networking event. Yes. February 3rd. I mean, I talked to Megan today on from Carnival. So she's our actual dedicated our kind of like what is that, Love Boat Julie cruise director kind of thing, right?
She won't be on the cruise, but she will be on the cruise.
So definitely, if you've been following us on there, get a hold of Megan directly. But she says a bunch of people are booking their rooms. She says she's super excited about this, and we're putting together the networking events and getting some actual stuff going on during the cruise. So 4 days. I'm
going to be there for damn sure. It's happening. Right? Not keeping me out.
I'm turning my phone off for 3 or 4 days. Look at that.
I don't know about that one. Wait a minute. I'll be the guy that's got the internet. Okay. I'll be buying the whole internet package. It costs more than the cruise, I'm sure. But now the question is going to be, do you buy the drink pass or not?
Yeah.
So that's what people need to be thinking about. Like, I've done half a dozen cruises and I traditionally buy the drink pass.
Yeah.
But I'm a math guy, right? So they run the analytics and the KPIs and the ROIs on that. I got to drink 14 drinks a day to break even. Well, after about the third or fourth day, that becomes a lot of work. You got to start drinking in the morning, a Bloody Mary, and then you got to keep on going. Because I'm getting 15.
I doubt there's going to be a bunch of fencers sitting around going, it's a question of whether I get the drink pass or not. I don't know. I call it a hunch.
They're going to sell a shit ton of drink passes. They're going to run out of beer on the boat. Like, right. This has never happened. Well, you've never had a boat full of fencers before. Let me tell you how this is going to go down. Tell Megan, just be prepared. You should have a little bit more alcohol than you've traditionally taken.
I've recommended they pulled a dinghy or a little boat behind the boat with with some extra some extra gigs or something, just to pull behind the ship as a backup. Kind of like the, aircraft carriers where they kind of roll with like a bunch of supply ships around it. I think we should have like a cruise ship with some supply ships. Right?
I mean, full of water, right? We're just going to fill it with water, okay? Just in case. Around the ocean. Just in case.
So that's going to be cool. A lot of man. We talked about this. I think I was like drinking, smoking a cigar one night. I just shout out going, I think I just tagged Susan. Hey, Susan, what do you think of doing a fence cruise? And she kind of, said no.
It got posted before she could say no.
It did. Yeah. So then all of a sudden everybody got behind it. And then I ended up just getting a hold of a couple of cruise lines and said, this is what we're doing.
That's it.
Right?
I literally canceled my cruise in November to make sure I take the cruise in February. We're going. Okay. So,
It's gonna be fun. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. So I did want to circle back to what we kind of said. I wanted to, I don't think we do enough is inside of fence industry only and on social media, we get tons of questions that pop up. You get them, I get them, and I think it'd be fun to bring a few up and see, answer maybe some of those questions we might actually know. I think one of them I think was like how far do you stretch 4-foot chain link before adding a terminal post? And you wouldn't think that would be a question that you would even think about, but because normally a 4-foot fence.
But if you're newer to this industry,
right?
That's a legit question. Okay.
Yeah.
There'll be a guy out there doesn't know any better and try to stretch 600 feet. We did 300-foot stretch today. And in my opinion, for me, that's probably the top I would go. Right.
Yeah.
But in order to do that, that is not a 2-man job. We had 6 people. And so we spread out 6 people equally. And we bounced that fence as we stretched it. So if you're asking that question, you guys, I'm doing 300 foot, but I'm not doing it with 2 people because it's going to drag and stretch, especially vinyl coated.
Yeah,
you've got hands on that thing and stretch all of it and bounce it and free. And so I think for me, to answer that question, Brian, I think my max would be 300 foot.
Yeah.
And,
I'm 300 to 500 feet in that range, depending on where I start throwing a terminal. I've thrown them in at every couple hundred feet before. Yep. If it's somewhere
changes.
Or if it's going along a street where there's gonna be a lot of foot traffic and a lot of people leaning on it and things like that, I'll go 150, 200 feet and put a terminal in just to make it stronger. But I thought that was interesting when I first read that. I'm like, man, I didn't really put a lot and 4-foot fence to boot. How do you answer a question like that? Because it's not, when you think, hey, when do you put a terminal in? We're thinking commercial fence, 6 feet, right? Things like that. So when someone asked, how far do you stretch a 4-foot fence before you put a terminal in? I'm like, man, because typically a 4-foot fence doesn't, unless you're doing along a canal or something, you don't come across a lot of 4-foot tall chain link fences that are going more than a couple hundred feet before you turn in anyway.
That's right.
Right. So great question, everybody. Drop in the comments what you would do. I don't know if anybody's done that or not yet, but drop in the comments how far you'd go before you put a terminal in on a 4-foot chain link fence. Even after this is live, we're going to go back and try to jump on some comments on that. There were some other ones. I think you had.
How are the guys unrolling and stretching 9-gauge crimped wire?
Crimped wire. What the hell's crimped wire?
Well, I think what they mean by that is the crimp wire is the stuff that's got the bends in it. What do you call that? It's not tension wire that's straight. You got the straight tension wire. Then you got the stuff that's got the bends to it.
Like coil, like they're thinking maybe coil, 9-gauge coil tension wire. Maybe that's tension wire. I was thinking maybe some sort of crimp chain link or something.
No. They're talking about tension wire, but I think they're referring to crimp being the one that has the bends in it. And I think I've been told before that's because it can't help keeps tension on it, right?
Yeah.
Because it's a low carbon, or what is it? It's not a low carbon wire.
Yeah.
So it's not like high tensile wire. You can pull that stuff super tight and it's straight and it holds its tension. But I think this tension wire that we oftentimes use in chain link is not built that way.
No.
So you can lose that tension. So I don't know, the crimp. I've never heard it called a crimp before, but I don't
we call it coil, I guess. Coil tension wire, 9-gauge coil. So I guess my answer to that is what were they asking? How do you guys unroll? How's your unroll? I guess I would do it slowly. That would be my answer. Slowly.
I just did this with my team yesterday. The worst thing to do is to grab the roll and just let it walk down and let it come off in circles. That's a nightmare. I tell if you don't have the machine to unroll it out, like the Jenny, if you don't have one of those, then roll it like a tire with the wire coming off the bottom of it. Hold it real tight, like between your legs, and hold it with your hands and take your time. But if you unroll it like you're rolling a tire, it will lay flat. If you don't do it that way, holy crap, when you cut the end of that thing, it was shoom, and you have a coiled up mess. Looks like a razor ribbon almost. So the military uses the whole, put up barricades. Like it's all coiled up. No good.
Yeah, razor wire, man. What a nightmare that stuff is. We do a lot of commercial and residential. So commercial industrial. So it's a lot of razor wire and stuff, man. And of course they it's sold in 50-foot rolls, they say, but you never get more than 30, 35 feet out of it, because who would stretch that thing out 50 feet unless you got a death wish? You know what I mean, right?
I don't mess with it. I don't mess with it. I'm out.
I certainly wouldn't pull it out if somebody else on my team tied it up at the other end. I mean, I would have to be the one that tied it up, right?
I'm not pulling it out.
No. And I think we figure it's like 30 foot out of a roll, 30, 35 foot just to cover ourselves. Let's see what else we got. Somebody said, this is probably more of a question for you though, because I don't do much of the gas powered pounders. You know?
I purchased a Titan pounder new and let it run almost a whole tank of gas and it still won't hit. When I turn the choke off, which only when I turn it, I can run it with the choke on, but don't get full power. Yep, makes sense. Barely squeeze the trigger. It's probably a throttle. So very, very common that the throttles aren't adjusted perfectly. And so it could be a problem where it's not throttled up enough that you're getting enough throttle there. That's a possibility. But there's a lot of things. It could even be defective from the manufacturer. That happens. Okay, it could be bad gas in there, water in the tank, possibly. I don't know, in the carburetor. But you're dealing with a little gas-powered motor, so there's things that can go south on. I would reach out to who you bought it from if it's the first one, or if you're mechanical inclined, mess with the throttle and maybe fine-tune the carburetor.
Yeah, I mean, or you could do what I do. I would call Sean, and you know, right. I mean, we all have our own solutions to problems.
Yeah, right? I would bet my guy John Cates in the shop. John, not Sean King.
So the next one's kind of interesting. I think we deal with it a lot too. It's about, you know, how do you find legal requirements to set up and operate a new business? I even get a lot of questions on this, and it's really hard for us to even give advice because I feel like everybody's paranoid just to give any advice, or right?
Well, because I don't do that for a living, right? And the problem is you got liabilities. If I tell you exactly how to do that, and well, Sean said, and then so Sean's gonna be like, then ask your attorney or ask your accountant, right? But for me, setting up a new business, I've done a bunch of times, but I've never done it by myself. I have an accountant. I highly recommend everybody have an attorney. They get an accountant, they get an insurance agent and a banker, and they get to know them on first name basis, and you have their cell phone. That's your goal. And then you start a business, you call up, hey, I want to start this business. They take care of it for you. So I have not done that myself, nor would I at this point in my life want to.
Yeah. I think I formed a lot of them by myself. There's no, I've just formed over the and I have my CPA and stuff that we run everything through if it's gonna be something like that. So he still kind of oversees a lot of it, but I'm crazy. I work so fast that sometimes I don't want to wait. So I go and I start doing it. But when people are asking questions, hey, should I do an LLC? Should I do a C Corp? Should I do all that? We have our opinions, but the problem is we don't know all the facts of their business and what they're trying to protect themselves from, whether it be maybe they've had issues in the past, or maybe they got an ex-wife, or maybe they got child support, maybe they got this, and maybe they got, there's different things that everybody is afraid of, and different things that people are coming after them for as a business owner, right?
Or different needs.
Yeah. So I can tell them though, I'm glad they asked that. I didn't know, FWA.ai, if you go in there and put in what state you're in, and you go under and sort of form a business, it'll guide you on how to set up your business license and where to go and who to talk to in your state. So that's something to look at. FWA.ai, it'll give you some more information, at least on where to go and where to start. But like Sean said, start with if you have an accountant, if you have an attorney.
If you don't have one, maybe you should find one.
Yeah, yeah. And all else fails, you call Sean. And right? Right.
Not the best advice.
This next one's for you because I know you busted a few sprinkler lines.
Oh no. Sprinkler lines. So systems or private lines not responsible for contract. Okay, I do have a suggestion for you on this. Is what we do. And make sure I get this wording right because I have messed this up. I did get a little bit.
Let me start by saying what they asked. What do you do about sprinkler system lines or private lines not responsible per contract, fixed at the owner's cost? What are we doing that?
So we have fought this probably like everybody else since inception of being in a fence business, which is a long freaking time. And I can put it in bold print on the contract and say, we are not liable for private lines because I don't know where they are. If you tell me where they are and then I hit it, sure, fine. Yeah. But because I'm a fence geek doesn't mean I'm a fence god and can find out exactly where those lines are. So we have to educate our homeowners, but it's very tiring and I get it it almost feels like worthless. Like you do all this to tell your homeowner we're not liable. Then when you hit it, they're gonna be like, oh, I didn't know that was a private line.
Yeah.
You should have known. And then they go to social media and badmouth you, and then you just fix it, right?
Yep.
All right. Here's what we did. It's worked very, very well. And I'll tell you what we started with, and we had to fix it. We started suggesting private line insurance to all of our clients. So every client, here's the price of the fence. And then, oh, by the way, if you would like to purchase private line insurance, it's whatever. Let's say it's $10 a hole. They got to buy all the holes. And if they do, if we hit a private line, that's on us, whether they know where it is or not, period. Sewer, water, sprinkler lines, whatever. If they buy it, it's on us. The thing about it is, well, first let me say this. We got in some trouble calling it private line insurance because this is through us, okay? This is not an insurance company. Well, because we're not an insurance company, technically, we can't sell insurance. So we fixed it. It's called private line protection.
Yep.
Okay? Change your terminology, private line protection. And here's what's interesting, Brian, is now you're having a conversation with the consumer and asking them, would you like to purchase private line protection? No. Okay, I need you to initial here that you have declined private line insurance. It's kind of like when you go rent a car and the rental guy behind the counter says, would you like to purchase our insurance?
Yeah.
No, I'm covered on my insurance. If you get into a car wreck, are you going to go back to Hertz and say, wait a minute, I thought it was covered? No, you signed here and declined it. So by having them decline the protection, we're not trying to sell the protection, Brian. Yep. I don't really want to sell it. What I want to do is make sure they decline it. So when we hit something, we're like, well, man, remember we talked about it. We gave you the option to protect yourself. You said you want to take full responsibility. Here's where you denied it. So this is on you. And that has solved the miscommunication, right? The expectations. Now, we do have people that buy it, and now we take all of that money, we put it into a kitty, and then for the people that buy it and we hit something, we have a kitty of money to pay it out of. So far, we're in the positive. For the years we've been doing this, the money that we get paid for private line protection has been more than the money we have spent to fix the private lines. So we have not only fixed the expectations and the problems of our consumers, we have also made money on fixing the damn lines. We're in the plumbing service now, right? So there you go. Solution.
Well, that's better than my plan. When I do, I just say call Sean. But no, so we have the same issues like every fence company. It's just this, and it's always a battle. It doesn't matter if you say it 3, 4, 5 times with this. We don't do as much residential anymore, but it was a lot more on the residential side. The commercial people just accept it. They'll have their landscapers fix it or whatever. But residential people, they're just livid. They are just angry when you bust that sprinkler line like you did it on purpose. Even though you tell them up front, hey, here's the deal. I'm going to put the fence here. I see your sprinkler heads. I'm letting you know I'm going to hit them, and there's no way for me to know.
Would you ask me, would you like me to make the fence crooked to go around the line for you? Because I can do that, right? Yeah. No, I want it to be straight. Oh, do you want the post in the ground through the sprinkler line? I'm just asking for a friend. It's like, why are you being a smart ass? No, you told me here to there. The sprinkler there, like. Yeah.
So on residential, we haven't even thought of doing that. That is, we don't do much, but I think that's what we're going to try to do on some of that. But on commercial, we're pretty strict on it. We put it in the contract. We tell them, we have a conversation, we mark it. We say, hey, here's the deal. We're starting tomorrow. Go out and take a look at the lines. If you have anything, where we're going to be digging, you have anything in the way, let us know. Otherwise, we're going to be starting. Give us a thumbs up through email. And they, a lot of times, no, you're good to go. Okay, if we hit it, they pretty much cover it.
Yeah. Yep. Good.
But hey, good show. It was exciting. I'm glad you made it on the show. You can go get some rest.
No, we're gonna go out there, close the trailer for him to get that shit all the way in there, go back and load up the chain link. No. You guys can go rest. Sean King's will be packing his ass up tonight and leaving it early in the morning.
Oh man.
I gotta eat dinner. I think I might have a cold chicken sandwich in the truck, maybe from.
I don't know why I was thinking it's next weekend, man. I can't believe it's this late already. I gotta get on it, man. Next thing you know, the show's gonna be here.
Looking forward to it. Looking forward to getting back. We got the new A400 installed today. I've been so busy that I haven't even. I saw it out the window when I came in the run up here. It's out there. So we have the Dragon A400 for the Instigates next week. Hopefully, we will be manufacturing them with that machine rather than by hand. My team's been building this by hand. Whoo! Now, moving on.
It's gonna be cool. All right. I'm sure we'll see some pictures of you over at the East Coast Fence Rivalry. Wish I could make it. Wish I could make it. I do, man. It's one of my favorite things I ever went and did. So awesome. We will talk to you later. Thanks for coming on, man. Next week. We'll see you next week.
See you guys.
See you guys. See you, everybody.